She's the Beethoven of pedophilia.
Got me licking my lips.
Stop! You violated the law.
All right, so I've spent like a solid week editing this video, and while editing it, I realized that they just removed both of their videos. So I'm not going to take this as an L whatsoever. Actually, it makes this expose video a lot more real and a lot more believable, which should give you more of a reason to watch it. But I just find it crazy that they did that, and I had to give some context on it. I do have the original audio file for the first video, or not audio file, the video file for the first video, so I will be reposting the first video as an unlisted link in the description. It should be there right now if you want to go watch that. The second video, unfortunately, I've tried to track it down. I don't have the file to it, but that's okay because the second video is much less important in the first place. All the damning evidence is in the first video. So just wanted to get that out of the way. Hope you guys can understand. I'm not going to redo this whole video. It's 45 minutes long, but a lot of it's still good. It all still applies to the situation. Okay, so the B Family is a very large family channel on YouTube that does vlogs. They have 9.5 million subscribers, and Kilik is a Roblox YouTuber streamer that used to have 20,000 subscribers before all of this drama. So a lot of drama has started because Kilik told the B Family's son that their daughter, quote unquote,
gets gang banged in her PH videos.
Now, in my opinion, that is simply a rude insult, but the B Family had to go and slander Kilik in front of millions of people with false information. Kilik is 17 years old. He makes several crass or maybe creepy comments about their daughter, none of which are illegal, none of which are pedophilic, all of which are just his opinion and crass insults. But because of this, the B Family hides their faults, fake tears, try to frame Kilik of making up information, mess up his information, slandering him in front of millions of people. They say that he isn't a content creator and lacks morals and intelligence. They threaten him with cyberbullying. They say that he might become a rapist. They claim that God could have sent their family as a wake-up call, and they accuse him of pedophilia in front of millions of people. Again, making up and slandering him with false information. They try to cancel Kilik with their huge impressionable audience of mostly children, but it winds up backfiring in their face and giving Kilik, according to him, more than $7,000 in the first 3 days. However, regardless of how this affected Kilik, I want the B Family to be exposed and shown for what they did wrong. I also interviewed Kilik for about an hour, and I'll be throwing in some of what he says as well to prove my points. We're going to start with the B Family's video posted 7 days ago titled, "Dear Kilik, she's only 15. And we're actually going to start by
Why?
As of recording, YouTube just age restricted this video. It was not age restricted before. So before I actually start the commentary, I need to go over the first thing that they did wrong. So the first thing that they did wrong was actually slander Kilik and mess up his age, accusing him of pedophilia, which is a very serious thing. In my interview with Kilik, he explained that all they had to do to find out that he was 17 years old was visit his public Twitter page. If they were unable to verify that the facts that they were sharing were not correct, then they should never have shared them in the first place. Therefore, in the description, when they say, "At the time of filming, we understood him to be 19, this does not justify what they did. This does not make what they did right. It's an apology, but it does not make right what they did. They still slandered him in front of millions of people, and they are still responsible for that in the video. Anyways, though, I'm going to go ahead and read the description and start giving commentary. At the time of filming, we understood him to be 19. To clarify, he is 17 years old. That being said, age does not excuse language and behavior like this. Using the excuse of age is like saying that a woman was assaulted because of what she was wearing. It's really not. If you know anything about US law whatsoever, age actually is a very big factor in pedophilia, which even if he was 18, he would not be responsible for. It's not an excuse, it's the law. Are they trying to make the point that age is just a number? They carry on by saying this behavior has no place in our society. At 17 years old, people should know better than to sexualize anyone in such a disturbing, dehumanizing, and degrading manner. If this is allowed with no consequences, YouTube is setting the precedence that actions like these towards others are tolerated. How many more predators do we need before we see real action, real change? So this is where I have to ask the question, is this about YouTube or is this about you being a victim? They say, we cannot have a world like this. We will not allow it. Our children deserve better. We stand by what we said in order to protect young audiences, families, the creator community, as well as the YouTube platform. So now they're assuming authority. They have no authority over this whatsoever. They don't get to decide what is not allowed. They're not in charge of protecting anyone's children or the YouTube platform whatsoever. Just for clarification, I'm going to go ahead and put every incriminating thing that Kilik says right now, just so you can get a good perspective of all the horrendous crimes that he has committed.
But like your sister, this don't change. The sister still getting, yes, bro. Your sister, Gabriella B, is still getting pouted, nigga. Like, balls deep, nigga. Like.
So in the first 5 seconds, he uses a word that should never, ever, ever be used. And he already goes into the over-sexualization, pedophilia.
She probably do those that vids with her brother. Got me licking my lips.
Pedophilia.
Cause he mad his sister don't want his ugly ass. He on his Alabama shit. He hurt. I spelled Alabama wrong, but y'all get the gist. So to cool off, he comes.
He's reading an essay here.
Yeah, he's clearly triggered. Something triggered him.
Yeah. He's really upset.
Gang banged me like his sister gets gang banged in her PH videos. Oh, I think I got it. Chat.
He's the Beethoven of pedophilia.
Yeah, you did, bro. You hear me, bro. Cause Gabriella B sucking on me.
Yo,
he taking BBCs, bro.
Yo, stop being so toxic, bro.
Now notice the only time he actually references himself is when he says, "Got me licking my lips." And that can be seen as creepy and crass by a lot of people, but keep in mind that is not pedophilia. Even if it was someone like way older than someone else who was a minor, a little kid, it could be seen as creepy but not pedophilia, because he's not actually trying to do anything sexual with the person. He's just making a comment. That being said, let's get on with the video. I'm not going to be quite as professional, as I'd like to keep the video entertaining.
Before we begin this video, if you are under the age of 18, this video may not be suitable for you to watch.
Shut up, bitch!
These videos are never easy for us to make. However, we feel that with great power comes great responsibility.
So they're painting themselves as the heroes here. They're the ones who bring this all to light. And it's not easier for them to do this. They don't want to do this. It hurts them too, despite the fact that they're making thousands of dollars off of it and slandering someone.
So it's been brought to our attention that a YouTuber by the name of Kilik started to make very sexual references towards our daughter, who is a minor. She's 15 years old. And these comments towards her were absolutely disgusting, completely inappropriate. And when I watched the video, I was absolutely in shock over what this YouTuber was saying about our daughter.
Got me licking my lips.
From our understanding, this person is 19 years old, so he is considered an adult. Our daughter is 15 years old.
So they say, from our understanding, this person is 19 years old. So expressing that you're uncertain about something doesn't relieve you from the responsibility of stating it later on and being completely wrong about it. They say that from their understanding, he's 19. They're still not relieved from the responsibility of getting that wrong and slandering him as a pedophile in front of millions of people just because they're not sure. If they aren't sure, they shouldn't have said it.
She is a minor. Our son is 16 years old. And how this all transpired was that last night our son was gaming. He decided to go into a Roblox game with this person named
Kilik. From my understanding, it was a heated battle and Kilik won, but he was very upset at our son, so he decided to take out revenge by going after a family member of ours.
Now, talking to Kilik in his interview, he said that actually their son was going after his family members and saying a ton of things about him. Unfortunately, I have no evidence of this. It wasn't recorded, as he didn't think it'd be a big issue at the time. Now, I'm just going by what Kilik said. I have no idea if this is true or not, and you can judge for yourself. I'm just saying that, but if you did, like, just for the argument, assume that Kilik is correct, that paints a very bad picture of them. Again, I don't know if Kilik is correct, but that's just something to think about.
Well, just to clarify, because I like for things to be crystal clear.
We're going to see a lot of examples where things aren't crystal clear and they actually lie about things later on. Even trying to frame Kilik with false information.
They had a game, and although this person, Kilik, won, something happened within him where he wanted now to tear down our 16-year-old son, which I think is a minor, in my opinion. I think 16 is still a minor.
16 is technically a minor, judging by law and not your opinion.
And then, after he tore down our son, he went after our 15-year-old daughter. And so some of the language that you're going to hear is very, very filthy, dirty, controversial, oppressive.
Got me licking my lips.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
Toxic. There are so many words to describe this content that he shared to his audience of 25,000 people.
He has 25,000 subscribers, and mind you, he's a Roblox streamer, and the majority of Roblox players are under the age of 13.
So when Papa
That also has nothing to do with the problem here. Are you victims or are you talking about YouTube?
B showed me this, what had happened this morning, literally I woke up and he said, I haven't slept all night. I want you to watch this. And my whole body started to tremble as a mother, as a woman, as someone who has tried so hard to use our platform for the greater good. We've tried to educate and inspire and entertain.
The way you use your platform for the greater good has absolutely nothing to do with this. Is your daughter a victim of pedophilia or not? Or do you just want to preach about how you're such a great YouTuber and such a great person and such a great influencer or whatever, like you actually have any authority?
Dragging our children literally through the mud and feeling that he somehow has the right to do this. I felt my whole body begin to tremble and shake uncontrollably.
Got me licking my lips.
And nobody has the right to ever speak to or treat innocent children like this, especially.
Actually, they do. If they're online and it's not, and they're allowed to be as rude and as crass as they want. It's free speech. It sucks, but your children can just be taught to not engage with them. And actually, your child, quote unquote child, is over 13, which is the legal age in which you have to be on Discord. Don't paint it like there's some 9-year-old.
Especially over a game. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It makes sense.
But you know what? Let's get your opinion and your thoughts on it.
But like your sister, this don't change. The sister still getting, yes, bro. Your sister, Gabriella B, is still getting pounded, nigga. Like, balls deep, nigga. Like.
So in the first 5 seconds.
I also want to say, according to Kilik in the video, in the interview, I actually did ask him if she has public videos of her getting gangbanged or whatever, because I'm not going to go look. I don't feel they need to go research that. I haven't checked. But I was just curious. So I just asked him and he said, absolutely. He said there's videos that she's posted online. Now, I don't know how true that is. I haven't went and checked, but just like assuming for a second that is true, it paints an entirely different view of the family and the fact that they let their daughter do that. And then the daughter plays victim and has fake tears later on.
He uses a word that should never, ever, ever be used.
With your meat mallet, go ahead and start pounding out the chicken.
Now that is an Avengers level threat.
And he already goes into the over-sexualization, pedophilia language of a 15-year-old child. Okay, here we go.
Like, you get a dick down. Like, she's getting balls in her jaw. Like, your mama getting smacked.
So.
Notice how he never actually says he did anything or that he's going to do anything or that he wants to do anything to these people. He never includes himself in these insults whatsoever, which again, they're crass and they are rude, but we're judging by illegal here. We're not judging by crass and rude. Because when you claim that someone's a pedophilia in front of 2 million people, it's not a little deal. And I'm going to stop making this point because I have way too many times.
So, what is his name? Sorry, it's so forgettable.
If it's so forgettable, then why are you making a video about him?
Kilik. Kilik, if you are watching this, and I bet my next paycheck that you are going to watch this.
Oh no, guys, she bet her next paycheck. Rich white woman, she bets her next paycheck. What a Karen move.
That is no way to speak to women or about women. You do not know us. Anyways, I'm going to leave my commentary until the end of the video because it has taken me a long time today to calm down.
I think her commentary will probably be the most entertaining part of this entire video that you're watching.
Gabriella B. Let me see if I can find her. I just want to make you mad. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't mind.
I want to make you mad.
Yeah, my boy Kilik just doing a little trolling right now.
I want to make you mad. Does this sound like the kind of language that somebody would say that has an audience and a platform and has access to young viewers or any viewers? Does this sound like someone who deserves to have a voice?
Yeah, I mean, the First Amendment protects free speech, and anything else would be socialist or communist. And I've heard presidents say much worse things, by the way.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
I think PewDiePie could definitely say something along the lines of, I just want to make you mad. I don't think the internet would lose their cool over it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's free speech.
Well, guess what, Kilik? You did it. And here we are. Let's keep going.
You have our attention.
Damn, Miss Gabriella? Gabriella B. Oh. Boy, she is different. Woo. God damn, boy, your sister.
Just a reminder, Kilik is referring to a 15-year-old minor right now.
Yeah, he's allowed to say.
God damn, boy, your sister.
I don't think there's really anything pedophilic about that.
Boyfriend? Man's going into deep dive. Man, his sister is fine, though. Tell you something. She probably do those step vids with her brother. Oh my God, boy, your sister is different, boy. Got me licking my lips.
Got me licking my lips.
Got me licking my lips.
Like, it's so disgusting. It's so degrading. It's so filthy. And imagine he is directing this to our son about his sister. So imagine being a 16-year-old boy and you are hearing this spoken about your sister.
So, like, I guarantee you a lot of you in the audience right now have heard much worse things in a school setting or at a work setting even. And if you don't know how to cope with that, that's just life, man. Like, there's nothing illegal about him saying stuff like this. Like, again, it's crass and wrong, whatever. Like, judge him for it. But it's nothing, like, it's just a basic COD lobby insult. And basically, like, I don't think you have to imagine that hard. And I don't think they deserve that much sympathy. Like, sorry, someone in real life is mean to you. Just block them and move on, unless you have to report it for money and slander them. You could do that as well. And that's exactly what they did.
So please keep that in mind as you continue to watch this.
Burger King. Bro, your sister don't even know how to spell, bro.
So if you know Gabby's humor, you would understand that.
She's actually very educated.
He's allowed to make fun of her humor. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a joke.
And then he goes off and shows his own Instagram for a little bit.
Those are his pictures?
Those are his Instagram
Those are
pictures.
his highly filtered pictures?
Are they filtered? Let's have a look. I mean, we have some time, don't we?
You're kidding.
Here
right?
we go. All right, Kilik, show us your best Instagram photos. Wow. Those are filtered. They got some nice filters on it.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how filters can filter the outside of you, but they can't filter who you are inside.
Disgusting!
Who you are inside came out loud and clear in what you did here. And this is why you need to be held accountable. And this is why we need consequences.
Come on, bro. That's tough. Anyway, bro, back your sister fine, nigga. Like, your sister fine, bro.
For context, later on, he goes ahead and creates a clip of him fighting Mr. B in his Roblox game, and he posts it to his followers. Now, he's starting to write in his description of the video. So this is him right now, typing and saying what he's saying in his description.
Who is it? Oh yeah, I gotta put sister. Let me put the oh yeah, they right here. Gabriella B.
Give him some time. He's trying to figure out how to spell Gabriella properly. He literally spent the past 10 minutes gawking at a 15-year-old girl and he can't remember how to spell Gabriella. Oh, he almost got it.
Still can't find her. Oh yeah, there you go.
There, finally.
Every night, and it's not him. He's so hurt. that I said his sister get impounded. Hold up. He switched his content.
You spelled pounded wrong, Kilik.
His content from Fortnite to Roblox.
So just for clarification, Kilik?
Kilik.
Kilik. So forgettable.
So forgettable. Just like your daughter's name. Look at these two adult rich people who are just going off on this minor, and they can't even remember how to pronounce his YouTube name. I'm going to skip the next part. They spend just like a solid minute justifying why their son switches games and why that's okay.
And tried to snipe me. Cause he mad his sister don't want his ugly ass. He on his Alabama shit. He hurt. I spelled Alabama wrong, but y'all get the gist. So to cool off,
He's reading an essay here.
Yeah, he's clearly triggered. Something triggered him.
Yeah.
Actually, your description is longer.
He's really upset.
Gang banged me like his sister gets gang banged in her PH videos. Or I think I got it. Chat. I've done myself.
So he says he tried to gangbang me, referring to their son, like his sister, referring to their son's sister, gets gangbanged in the PH videos. Now, again, he never includes himself whatsoever. That's not him threatening to do anything. He just states that something happens.
In her PH videos. Or I think I got it. Chat. I've done myself.
So can that language not be likened to that of rape? Talking about gang banging?
Absolutely.
Just because it has quote unquote gang bang in it doesn't mean that he's a rapist or anything. Like that's not even part of it. He's giving an opinion in the form of a crude insult. That doesn't make him a pedophile at all. So it's slander that they call him that several times.
Absolutely.
So he is referring to a 15-year-old minor, a child, a girl, and talking about
getting raped violently.
Yeah, if I told a story about a 15-year-old girl who tragically got raped violently, that wouldn't make me a pedophile. That might be questionable, and you could judge me for it, but you have every right to do that. Technically, I'm 17, so either way, it wouldn't matter. But that's not the point here. Even if I wasn't, you could have like a full-grown man tell a story that wouldn't make that person a pedophile whatsoever.
And he's saying this to his audience of Roblox viewers that are 13 years and under. And YouTube has given him a platform to do this.
So now it's about YouTube?
Well, YouTube gives anyone a platform.
YouTube gives anyone a platform.
The other thing is, we have been fighting for years to say that not everybody deserves a platform. Not everyone deserves to have an audience or a voice, because there are a lot of people with mental health issues.
Yeah, she's a large advocate for cancel culture and silencing people. And she says that people with mental health issues shouldn't be online and able to talk to your kids, which personally I completely disagree with. Like, if you're too offendable to be online, then you shouldn't be online. If you can't handle people's opinions online, then it's not their responsible to make their opinions digestible to you. It's not my responsibility to make sure that what I say isn't offensive to anyone in my audience. It's my audience's personal responsibility to leave if they don't like it, because the speakers aren't responsible for their audience's individual happiness or well-being.
That they need help for, that they need to seek assistance with and counseling, and they should not have access to young minds, to your children, to my children, because there are people like this that will abuse it. That power will go to their head, or in this case, this man got triggered. I don't know why he got so triggered that he's so upset. So he has no emotional regulation. He doesn't know how to regulate his emotions.
Here we see that he doesn't have emotional regulation. She's accusing him of that because apparently she's a licensed psychologist, so she knows how the inner workings of another person's mind work.
And goes straight to anger, and then straight to attack.
And then straight to pedophilia, which is really concerning.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's amazing.
Kilik,
You got it.
you feel like a big man now. You're a big man.
He feels vindicated.
Because
Stop patronizing him like he's not an equal adult and who's in the wrong. In a court setting, you're both exactly equals and you're patronizing him like he's not, which just says something about you.
you trashed 2 children who
Because of a video game.
just because you got upset or your overinflated ego could not handle something about the game that you're playing.
So she's telling him what's going on in his mind, like she knows. Parent vibes
But
here.
now you're really proud of yourself. That makes you proud, really.
Wow.
That speaks volume about who you are and the lack of integrity and character that you have.
Wow.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so now where were we? He was kissing himself like he made a pizza
like
out
a
of an
piece
oven.
of art.
He's like the Picasso of YouTube descriptions.
He's the Beethoven of pedophilia. Okay, we got it.
Yeah, this is big brain time.
Oh, wait a second.
What did he just say?
He said something that was also very, very deeply embarrassing.
Demon chat, this is what we do. I am an entertainer. I am a content creator.
I am an entertainer and I am a content creator. No, you're not.
You are neither of those things, because in order to be a content creator or an entertainer, you must have intellect. You must be able to speak to people in a way that resonates with them. You must be respectful in the content that you put out into the world. You must be responsible. There is a sense of responsibility.
Trying to publicly ruin someone's life. As if she gets to define the standards for being a content creator. Like, oh my gosh, guys, be careful. If you're a content creator, be careful. You're on the cutting block and she's about to chop you off. You're not going to meet her qualifications of being a content creator. Because if you don't fit her qualifications, man.
Sometimes when I introduce myself as a content creator, I get people saying, because they put us in the same boat, and we are not in the same boat.
Not even close.
We live on different planets, okay?
Sorry, kid, we're not the same. We're better than you, and we practically live on a different planet. The idea that we're on the same platform is just disgusting to us.
We live on different planets, okay? Our planet is emotional intelligence, love,
positivity,
maturity, grace,
fun, happy,
responsibility,
educational,
lifting children up,
protecting children, and teaching the children of the future how they should behave and how they should act amongst other human beings. Here's something that is very, very interesting. Okay, so in his description where he was talking about a minor being gangbanged,
yeah.
Here's Kilik's account. Oh, here's the Mr. B video that's still up. Okay.
So he actually grabbed this content and made a video of it.
Yeah. Yeah, of him actually typing and doing all that stuff.
Of morally destroying our 16-year-old son and our 15-year-old daughter.
If that morally destroys them, then you've done horrible jobs preparing them for the real world as parents.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I just like
just for context, just to clarify.
Yeah.
I love it. Love the clarification. Let's have a look at Kilik's description here. Okay, when you click on more, it says, oh, it looks like he's deleted what he said. Oh my gosh, thank goodness for screen recording and saving videos.
Fuck you and you and you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So they're going on because he changed his description and they're like, oh wow, we can prove that it used to be different. Kilik actually told me that he changed it to something that he wanted from someone else's YouTube channel that he looks up to. Now, regardless of why he changed it, I don't really think that matters. But the fact that they have to like shame him for it and act like it's worse that he did change it, like just speaks volumes about them. Like, he changed the description. Shouldn't you let it go? Shouldn't you be happy about that? Apparently not. Apparently they don't think so.
So he refers to Jesus.
Jesus says to love one another and that we should all be servants to each other and that we should do the same in the comment section and that we should be respectful and that we are a community. And that means more than anything. Thank you. That's
They basically make fun of the fact that he referenced Christianity after what he did and how he doesn't have the right to do that, etc., etc. I don't feel the need to play this part of the video. It's not that important, but I'm going to skip ahead to the next important bit.
But as someone who does follow Jesus, Kilik, I forgive you. I forgive you.
Oh, wow. She's painting herself as the good person. She's the role model here. We all need to look at her because she's such a good person.
Just like Jesus forgave the people that put him on the cross, I forgive you because you were not raised with the values and morals.
I'm going to forgive you, but I'm going to make you look horrible in front of people because that's what Jesus was all about shaming people at the same time and doing it publicly.
I forgive you because I don't know the kind of role models that you have. I can assume the role models that you had, and I'm guessing that they weren't very good. I forgive you because the males in your life did not teach you how to speak to women or about women in a respectful and kind and loving manner.
So we do forgive you, Kilik, but there will be consequences to your actions. There are consequences to everybody's action.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Our names are Karma.
Yeah, we're the B family, if you haven't noticed, because clearly you...
So Jesus says forgive others the same way you'd like to be forgiven, but he also preaches karma. We're coming after you. We're coming after you. We're the B family. You don't mess with the B family. You don't mess with these Karens.
When you expose the children in the world to evil, to darkness, to the most hateful crimes, and that is a hateful crime to say, I just want to make you angry.
It's truly not. I'm sorry, I don't think that law exists in any government with free speech.
So you need to get off the internet. That's number one. And we have already contacted our partner managers at YouTube to make sure that your channel is taken away. You don't deserve to have a channel.
So this is where they say they're going to get his channel taken down, and which is actually comical because that's not how YouTube works, and they have no authority to do that whatsoever. They actually did strike one of his videos, and then YouTube removed the strike. As far as Kilik has said, they actually striked one of his videos and it went away. They have no authority to remove his channel just because they don't like it.
Furthermore, we will make sure that if you try to go to another platform like Twitch or Face, we will be there too.
We'll be there.
We'll be there waiting for you.
We'll be there. We have 10 million fans and family members on Facebook waiting if you decide to go there. And if
This is where I said cyberbullying. So they're threatening to take their quote unquote 10 million fans on Facebook and Twitch and wherever else and bully him there as well. So they're like, even on Facebook, which is a personal social media, like that's you have the real name on there. You have the family connections on there. They threaten to go along and follow him along and cyberbully him with as many people as possible. That's what they said. Like they think they have some giant army that they can bully him with. And the fact that they want to do this, in my opinion, is cyberbullying. And if you want to use the argument, I wouldn't usually use this, and I'm not really using this. I'm just bringing it up because they did. If you really want to use the argument, you could also say that since Kilik is a minor, it's a lot worse.
Twitch, we'll be there too.
Now, I do believe that people can change, and I believe that people can learn to be better human beings. And so maybe in the future, in like 10 years,
she just pulled some number out of her ass.
if you become a better human being and you develop a conscience and morals and, you know,
foresight,
yeah, then maybe you can try this whole like...
This is where they say that he doesn't have conscience and morals and foresight. As far as foresight goes, he's made like, again, he said over $7,000 off of this. I'd say foresight's working pretty well for him. He's handled this very well online.
Right now, you need to get off the internet and find mentors, teachers, guides, that can actually lead you down the right path because you are not on the right path. And this can actually be a wake-up call. Maybe Jesus sent our family or this situation into your life as a wake-up call for you to say, whoa, what did I do? Because today it's comments about a 15-year-old. Tomorrow it may be that you physically cannot control yourself around a 15-year-old.
And she even said herself, comments about a 15-year-old. You're allowed to make comments about a 15-year-old, even if you're over 18, as long as you're not threatening to do anything or actually like engaging in behavior. I don't think that's illegal. So they're just blowing this out of proportion.
And so here's the thing about females, Kilik, is when you see a female that is attractive, beautiful, it's kind of like a flower. When you see a beautiful flower, you admire the flower. You say nice things to the flower. You don't stomp on the flower and try to destroy it, which is what you try to.
Acting like Gabriella is a flower or something. And in this example, he never talked to your quote unquote flower. He just talked to your son about your flower and you made a super big deal about it.
Exploitive, like you are exploiting her. The toxic masculinity is just overwhelming. Like it's so over the top. How you think that this is okay?
How is he exploiting your daughter if he's never even talked to her?
You do not know how to behave around women, around queens. My daughter is a queen. She was raised by a queen. And so this is why I'm trying to save you from yourself. We are trying to save you from the path of destruction that you are setting up for yourself. So please get off the internet, or eventually your channel will be removed anyways. But please check yourself before you wreck yourself, because that is the path that you are going to. So of course, we opened this with asking our audience, what are your thoughts? Yeah. You know, we are coming at this as parents. These are our children, but our children have been like siblings to many of you, like cousins. Many of you refer to our kids like being nieces and nephews to you. I would like to know your thoughts about this kind of content.
Well, I just gave my thoughts on it. I want to actually know your thoughts about this and in my comment section down below from your own like critical thinking, like actual unique perspective. Hopefully most of the people here aren't just 12-year-olds spamming in the comments. If anyone actually watches my video, I'm not sure if anyone will. YouTube's kind of killed my channel. We're actually going to watch their second video, Let Me Speak, where the daughter actually shows up and uses fake tears. We'll get on that later. Thankfully, this one's only half as long. It's not quite as drawn out.
Being a girl in this situation and being targeted as a girl is very, very hard. I have never spoken to this man in my life. I've never had any contact with him.
Then why should you care? Keep in mind, she's going to make you want to pity her. She's going to go on every little thing about it and say how it's so difficult. I want you guys to realize that it's important to think of these things critically, and that the amount of overreaction someone has to a situation doesn't put them any more in the right. I think it's important to take an objective view here.
What I want to say, I'm not going to stay silent any longer, and I'm not going to let this person dig into me and spread lies about me and my family and the people that I love any longer. But it does get to a point where it's hard when people are doing things to you and you feel like you can't do anything in that situation. So I really want to speak up.
You got me licking my lips.
Stop! You violated the law.
So now I want to discuss Kilik's live streams. One of them in which I think he said like the B family lied. We didn't lie about anything. The only thing we got wrong was his age. Age doesn't play a factor because nobody should be saying that about a 15-year-old.
I mean, if you're going to call him a pedophile, which is a criminal allegation that can get you thrown behind bars, I think age very much does play a factor. And whether or not someone should be able to say something mean to you is just your opinion.
And people think that just because you're hiding behind a webcam on YouTube Live doesn't give you the option to make comments and nasty, vulgar references about my body.
Because there's a human being that you're talking about.
There's a person. I'm a person. I have a brain. I have feelings. I have a heart.
Everyone else does too. We know this. This is like basic human anatomy. We learn this kind of stuff. And I think it's like kindergarten. We learn that humans have a heart. Anyways, I get their point, but it's not about morals now, is it? Are you a victim or not? Like, they're trying to use the accusation of pedophilia to preach their own morals. And that's just, I mean, you could also argue that's incredibly disrespectful to anyone in this situation who's actually been raped or something like that whatsoever. Like anyone who has dealt with an actual pedophile. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, because that is kind of a hot take and I'm not really sure.
And there are so many other things that you should be doing right now as a 15-year-old girl, but instead we are defending ourselves.
I'm just like trying to hold back.
Let's find the fake tear, guys. Let's go back a few seconds. No tears, no tears, all good. Her makeup isn't even messed up whatsoever. Wipes, nothing. No tears.
Like I'm for other girls.
No tears. Camera cut, and now there's a tear on the side of her eye. makeup still isn't messed up. I'm sorry, that looks pretty fake. Just keep in mind, even if she is crying over it and it is genuine, it still doesn't make their slander of this person okay, no matter how she reacts to it. She can be like losing her mind and crying legitimate tears and like unable to stop. It doesn't mean anything about Kilik. This is a situation and you accuse him of being a pedophile. It doesn't really matter what your emotions are about it.
Show you what it really does to people, then I will show my true emotions. I'm not for people who sob on social media and try to gaslight their followers and make them feel bad, but this is serious. And I don't want for there to be a future for young girls like me to experience this fear of being online.
What do you mean fear of being online? You never talked to the person. You can't tell me she hasn't dealt with actually criminal, much worse comments underneath her Instagram posts before.
On platforms like YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and Instagram to monitor the people that they put on a platform. I don't want people to think that they have free range to say whatever they want to say and not realize that their actions have consequences. I don't even know who this guy is. Like, I don't even have any history with him. I've never spoken or exchanged a word with him in my life.
So
if she's being genuine, then imagine how she'd actually act during a breakup or something. So I said a little bit ago that the B family actually tried to frame Kilik of accusing them of being racist before he actually said anything. So they tried to frame it like Kilik was framing them for being racist, but they put it out before Kilik ever said anything about them being racist. He never did say anything about them being racist before. They assumed that he was going to frame them for being racist, and so they responded to it before he actually said anything, which means that they're really, really worried about it, which makes them seem racist. So as you can see in the DMs that they made that were supposed to be fake DMs that they're framing Kilik for making up, it says, from the B family father's perspective, I want to hear your side of the story. Kilik is saying that you have been harassing him for 2 weeks, and Mr. B saying that he can say whatever he wants. That, and then a variation of the N-word, was hitting on my sister. You have nothing better to do in your life. But these weren't made up by Kilik. These were made up by the B family, and they tried to frame Kilik for making up these, when Kilik never made them up in the first place. You see what I mean here? So they're making up false information. Now, I don't know where this came from beneath it. I don't know how true that is. That could be a real DM where Mr. B said the N-word, but I don't know. I have no proof of that. I do have proof of this because if you look up this Twitter link, you can actually find this tweet got deleted. And whoever was recording this on their screen, Alfrex, I don't know how to pronounce that, in the group chat, you can see when he's recording, he scrolls up and down, and then he reloads the page and it goes away. They quickly deleted it after they realized that they screwed up big time. So that's why I say they made up false information. There is some validity behind that. All right, so that's all of it. If you want to see the full interview, again, it'll be in the description down below, as long as both of the original videos. Thank you again to everyone who watched the entire video. I doubt many people did watch the entire video because it's so long, and I tried my best to make it shorter, but I just didn't really want to leave any content out. I actually did leave a little bit out just to make it a little bit shorter. So thank you for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comments down below again, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Now, I'm not going to go out and just look for all the drama I possibly can, but if there is a relevant issue, I might give my opinion on it if people enjoy that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're interested in Roblox news, because that's usually what I do, and on occasion something like this. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server in the description down below, and I hope you guys have a great day.